Ever feel like you're constantly chasing productivity, only to end up completely drained? In a world that's obsessed with doing more, faster, and better, it feels like we all just end up burned out. But what if the secret to real, sustainable success wasn't about pushing harder, but about finding that perfect balance? Today, we're going to dive into a powerful Swedish philosophy that might just be the answer we're all looking for. It's called Lagom Productivity.
All right, so first things first, we've got to understand the problem we're all up against. It's something I like to call the efficiency trap, and man, it is a core feature of our modern work culture.
Does this hit a little too close to home? You're using all the latest productivity hacks. You're optimizing every single minute of your day. But instead of feeling more powerful and in control, you just feel like you're running on fumes. Look, this isn't just you. It's the paradox that gets created by our kind of toxic obsession with hyper-efficiency.
And this really breaks down that disconnect we all feel. See, the promise we're sold is pretty simple. More efficiency equals more success. Plain and simple. But the reality for so many of us, it's a classic case of diminishing returns. After a certain point, every extra ounce of effort we pour in yields less and less, pushing us straight towards total mental burnout. So how in the world do we escape this trap? Well, it starts by embracing a totally different way of thinking, what I call the art of enough. The solution might just come from this beautiful Swedish concept called lagom. It literally means just the right amount or just enough. And let's be clear, this isn't about being lazy or mediocre, not at all. It's the perfect antidote to our culture of excess. It's all about finding that perfect, sustainable, sweet spot in everything you do. And that's the whole point, right? The goal isn't to just stop producing or to lower your standards. It's about a fundamental shift in your entire approach. It's about, as this quote puts it so well, replacing frantic output with a sustainable, calibrated equilibrium. This means working smarter, not just harder, in a way that actually fuels you instead of completely draining you. Now, to find this equilibrium, we have to consciously reject the two extremes that totally dominate our thinking when it comes to work.
You've got hustle culture on one side. You know the one. It's that world of frantic, completely unsustainable output, where burnout is almost worn like a badge of honor. Then, on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, you have stagnation, that state of disengagement where there's no progress, no growth, and definitely no fulfillment. Yeah, both of these paths, they're total dead ends.
And here's the kicker. Lagom isn't even on that spectrum. It is the equilibrium point, right there in the middle. It's that powerful, effective space where you are both productive and preserved, engaged but never overwhelmed. This is where sustainable, high performance actually lives.
Okay, so that's the big idea. Sounds great, right? But how do we actually do this? How do we put it into practice? Well, it all starts with a simple but really profound process: auditing your own bandwidth. It really boils down to this three-step process. First up, audit. You have to take a really honest look at your mental energy and where your output is actually going. From there, you eliminate, and this part is key. You have to be ruthless in cutting out the tasks that are just giving you those diminishing returns. And finally, you calibrate. You consciously adjust your workflow to find your personal just enough rhythm that you can actually maintain day in and day out. And when you really start living by this kind of calibrated rhythm, you're not just managing your daily tasks anymore. You're doing something way more profound. You're actually building your cognitive architecture for the long haul. And this is where it all leads. This is the real payoff. The outcome of practicing Lagom is building what we can call a resilient cognitive architecture. What does that mean? It means you achieve sustainable performance without the crash. It means you cultivate a genuinely high-functioning mindset. And most importantly, you create an internal system that actively prevents mental burnout before it can even get its hooks in you.
So I'm going to leave you with this one last thought to chew on. In a world that is constantly screaming for more, what if your most powerful, most strategic, and most valuable skill wasn't your ability to do more, but your wisdom to know and to act on when enough is truly enough?